They had been socially distancing before the word even existed. Separate bedrooms, only occasional family dinners with smiles pasted on for the good of the children, who were not fooled in the least. But now it was sanctioned, safer even, for her to stay in the city with one of the kids, while he was in the country with the other.
She knew it wasn't a time to be petty, but she couldn't help feeling he had the better deal. She was cooped up in the apartment with an increasingly crabby, morose kid, while he was able to exhaust the little one with daily nature hikes with no danger of running into people. While she and the angry teen tossed and turned in their separate tiny rooms all night, she pictured her husband and toddler sleeping peacefully cuddled together in the farmhouse.
She imagined spooning between her husband and her toddler, the safe bliss of that, the heat of his taut arm draped under her breast, the child's dewy angel breath on her hand. She felt guilty for imagining this perfect family of 3, not 4. For wishing she was far away from the teen and their crushing insolence a few doors away, and angry at the illness that kept her from her favored ones.
But she didn't have the luxury of going down that rabbit hole, or the energy either. Damn, this was hard. How was she supposed to model resilience when she could barely lift her head from the pillow?
She turned to her side, trying to ignore the too familiar aches in her body, as she lifted her head to see her dusty digital alarm clock. 5:30 a.m. Good. If she could just quiet her mind for an hour or two, she could rest a bit more before it all started again. The glorious, inevitable day. The news, the needs, all those responsibilities, and those moments of solace she would steal on the sly.
Her life pressed on her like a hot griddle, so hot it felt cold. She longed to feel the sear, obligations that cut her off from herself so she could ignore herself. She looked to her hands, but nothing was there. What did her mother used to say about that devil?
She said he was clean, invisible, left nary a trace. She held her palms up to her nose and inhaled. Wait. What was that?
She was immediately transported back to the first Christmas she remembered. The smell of pine and the candles shining brightly on the menorah on the dinner table. She was grateful for the diversity in her life and in her marriage, and she would not let this situation harden her heart or dull her spirit.
She did, however, let it give her free rein to eat, and eat she did. Fully masked and gloved, she piled the forbidden into her grocery cart. Potato chips, chocolate bars, full fat onion dip, huge chocolate chip cookies, and more.
As she was pushing her cart towards the checkout line, it bumped over the floor and started rolling away from her. Was the floor of the grocery store moving? Someone shouted, "Duck!" She hit the floor, arms over her head, as forbidden snacks tumbled off the shelves around her.
The Earth's plates were moving. She should be scared, but all she could think of were all those forbidden snacks. She moved her arms from her head and reached toward the Cheetos.
She couldn't help herself. The thiamine mononitrate called to her. The monosodium glutamate, the artificial color red 40-late called to her. The sodium diacetyl, disodium inositol, disodium guanylate. She swallowed the crunches whole, savoring each bite. And suddenly she realized something. She felt better. The Cheetos had killed the virus.